I know Lenny likes the Bierocks, and I do. Greg calls them Hot Pockets, but it's the same thing. Here is a head of cabbage. You can buy cabbage already shredded at the grocery store in the little salad bags, but they didn't have any this time, so I just bought a head. Also, if you buy the head of cabbage and chop it yourself, then you're going to save money because the shredded stuff that's already done for you costs more. Just saying. So I just take the outer layer off. Okay, then you can rinse it off. Okay. Then I cut some of it. I only need a cup, so I don't need very much. I just cut it enough here so that I can put it into my Cuisinart. Okay, if you don't have the Cuisinart thing that I have, then you can just chop the cabbage like this. And put it in the pan. It's a cup. Get it all out. Okay, see, it's a cup. Then you put in a 1/4 cup of onions. I already chopped these up earlier, but like I said before, you can use frozen kind. If onions are on sale, I will, here's a 1/4 cup. I will buy a whole bunch of them and cut them up and freeze them myself. That way I can save some money. And then you need a pound of hamburger meat. If you want to make a whole bunch of this stuff, you can use more meat. So maybe a 2 pounds. Just depends how much you want to make. This is just for me and Greg and maybe Corey, because we're going to Granbury and he might be there. He might be with Heidi, so I don't know. But that's about a pound of hamburger meat. And then I need to add some potatoes. I put the leftover cabbage in this bag and labeled it. This is a reusable bag. They're thicker and they last better in the freezer. And I'll just put it in the freezer until next time I want to make something with cabbage. Okay, and now I'm going to put in half of this package of shredded hash browns. It's frozen solid. Okay, so I added half a package of frozen hash browns, and as it heats up, I'll be able to break it apart, and then it'll cook. It cooks all together, the onions, the cabbage, the potatoes, and the hamburger meat. So it turns out that those hash browns were way too frozen and thick to defrost in the meat. So I took it out and microwaved it for about a minute or minute and a half, and then I added it to my hamburger meat. And that is what it looks like now as it's cooking. You can still see some pink in the hamburger, but it is getting there. So it's on about medium heat. So I will just keep cooking it until it's done. Another thing I want to add is that when you're using your cutting board, especially if it's wood, you want to wash it every time you use it. Don't just let food sit on top of it for even an hour or a day or anything. Just as soon as you're done using it or cooking the meal, go ahead and wash it quickly. That way bacteria won't have a time to grow on it and you won't have to worry about food poisoning. The crescent rolls, they don't have to be big, just crescent rolls. And I've opened a package and gotten 4 rectangles. Now you have to seal this part, the diagonal part, so it doesn't come apart on all of these rectangles. You can pre-make this meat mixture and freeze it if you wanted to, and put it in the freezer and then defrost it when you're ready to actually put it together. I wouldn't freeze the crescent rolls. I'm not sure how dough would do in the freezer, but it would save you some time to make the meat mixture and freeze it, or make double the meat mixture and freeze half of it, and then you have some in the freezer for whenever you want to make more. You have to leave an edge because you have to have room to pinch the top together to the bottom around the edges. So you don't want to fill it all the way to the edge. And now I'm going to open the second can. Open it up. Be careful when you're opening it so that you don't rip it or tear it apart at the seams. Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. And then you just roll it out carefully. And now you have to pinch these, divide it into 4 rectangles, and then pinch the diagonals across like that, like you did before. And we place them on top. And then we pinch the sides together. Just kind of press them together for now. Maybe fold it up over if you have enough space to do that. Once you do that, then you need a fork to seal them together, the edges. Can you see that? You just press down like that around all 4 sides to try to seal it together so nothing spills out when you're cooking it. Okay, maybe poke a couple of holes in the top. You do that for all 4, and then we'll put them in the oven. Oh, there are all 4 of these Bierocks. They're all sealed around the edges, as you can tell. And now I'm going to put them in the oven when it's ready. It's close enough. So here we go. In the oven they go. Okay, they're looking good. Maybe a little overdone, but it's okay, not bad. They're not burned. So I will take them out. And there they are. Picture perfect.